Hey guys, Mr. Burns here with your video for lesson 1.5, dividing decimals. By the end of this video, I want you guys to be able to find a quotient or find quotients of expressions using decimals. All right, up here at the top, it says when dividing decimal numbers by a whole number, you will divide as if both numbers are whole numbers using the division algorithm. Move the decimal point into the quotient directly above the decimal point in the dividend. You may need to place zeros at the end of the dividend to finish the division problem. Okay, so up here at the top, example number 1. They run you through it. What I would suggest you guys do, okay, is pause the video, okay, and look at the problem, and look at the solution, and look at the explanations that they run you through. Don't just sit there and skip this. Okay, make sure you guys go through this and stop and look. Okay, so anyways, moving on. So at the bottom there, it says sometimes you may need to round to a designated place value. Divide until the quotient has one more place value position than where it is being rounded to. This helps you know whether to round up or down. You may need to add one or more zeros at the end of the decimal dividend to find the quotient. Up here you have example number 2, where it says Janice spent $3.22 to download 3 songs. On average, how much did she spend on each song? Round to the nearest penny or the hundredths place if necessary. And again, what I would do is pause the video, read through the solution, okay, look at the problem as they work them out over there to the right, and then look at the green box. There at the bottom, or in the middle there, it says, in order to use the division algorithm for dividing by decimal numbers, you must convert the divisor into a whole number. This is done by creating an equivalent expression by multiplying both numbers in the expression by a power of 10, such as 10, 100, 1,000, etc. Example number 3 says, create an equivalent expression that has a whole number divisor. So for part A, you have 24 and 8 tenths divided by 2 tenths. And then for B, it says 85 and 5 tenths divided by 75 hundredths. And again, make sure you guys read through the solution, okay, and then look at the work off to the right, and then make sure you look inside the green box. Okay, on to the next page. Up here at the top, it says, once an equivalent expression that has a whole number as a divisor has been created, the division problem can be solved using the algorithm. And last but not least, they send you through, guide you through another 4th example here, where it says find the value of 67 and 2 tenths divided by 56 hundredths. Again, like I said before, read through it, read through the solution, study the work that it shows there off to the right, and make sure you guys look at the explanations there in the green boxes. Okay, at this time, let's go ahead and jump into the tiered lesson. Okay, so here we are on lesson 1.5T, the tiered worksheet for dividing decimals. The instructions for essentially the whole page, okay, numbers 1 through 6, is to find the quotient. So here we go. I'm going to zoom in for number 1 and number 2 and number 3 so that you guys can see what I'm doing and make sure you guys copy what I'm writing. All right, here we go. So watch, listen, and do. Okay, so on number 1, we've got 2.7, or 2 and 7 tenths, divided by 3. So I've probably mentioned this in some of the earlier videos, but the number on the outside of the division sign, that is your divisor. So the divisor does the dividing. The number underneath the division sign, that's your dividend. Okay. There in the box, it says move the decimal up into the answer. So we're going to move this up into the answer right there. At this point, we're just using the algorithm and we're doing some division. So how many times will 3 go into 2? It won't. So put a 0. 0 times 3 is 0. Subtract, you get 2. Bring down the 7. 3 goes into 27 how many times? Basic math facts. So 3 will go into 27 9 times. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 minus 27 is 0. So when my remainder is 0, I am done. Okay, so that's the quotient. That's the answer. right? So that is your quotient. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. On number 2, we've got 6 and 5/10 divided by 5. Let's go ahead and bring the decimal point up into the quotient. So how many times will 5 go into 6? 5 will go into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. Subtract, I get 1. Bring down the 5. 5 will go into 15. How many times? 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. Subtract those, and I get a remainder of 0. So I'm done. On to number 3. Okay, so on number 3, you've got 10 and 6/10 divided by 4. It says you may need to add zeros to finish dividing 10 and 6/10 divided by 4. And you want to rewrite it like this. Okay, so here we go. So 10.6 divided by 4. Bring up your decimal point into the answer. And here we go. 4 will go into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract those. I get 2. Bring down the 6. 6 will go into 26 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract those. I get 2. And add a 0 and bring it down. 4 will go into 20 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract those. I get a remainder of 0. And now I'm done. So my final answer is 2.65. Okay, let's do the story problems. Okay, so number 4, we've got the Browns spent $27.80 on 4 cheeseburgers. Each cheeseburger cost what amount? So in order to solve this, I'm going to take $27.80 and divide it by 4. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see my work and make sure you guys copy down the work on your paper. Here we go, number 4, zooming in. All right, so $27.80 divided by 4. 4 will go into 27 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract that, I get 3. Bring down the 8. 4 will go into 38 9 times. Oh, and don't forget to bring the decimal point up. 9 times 4 is 36. Subtract those. I get 2. Bring down the 0. 4 will go into 20 5 times. Okay, and then 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract those, and I get 0. So each cheeseburger costs $6.95. And don't forget your label. Okay, so $6.95. That's how much the cheeseburgers cost. Pretty cheap cheeseburgers. Hopefully they're pretty good. All right, moving on. Okay, on number 5, it says the Joneses spent $37.95, so $37.95 on 3 chicken dinners. Each chicken dinner cost what amount? So I'm going to zoom in, and we're going to go ahead and work out number 5. All right, here we go. So $37.95 divided by 3. Bring up the decimal point into the quotient. Don't forget that. 3 will go into 3 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Minus those, I get 0. Bring down the 7. 3 will go into 7 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract that, I get 1. Bring down the 9. 3 will go into 19 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 19 minus 18 is 1. Bring down the 5. 3 will go into 15 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 minus 15 is 0. So now that my remainder is 0, I'm done. So $37.95 divided by 3 is $12.65 for each chicken dinner. Not too bad. Okay, moving on to the next problem. Okay, so moving on to number 6. Number 6 says, divide 14 9/10 by 8 until you get to the thousandths place. And so here we go. So what I'm going to do first, guys, since we're taking it all the way out to the thousandths place, I'm going to add zeros until we get to the thousandths place. So let's do this. So we got the 1 is in the tens, 4 is in the ones, 9 is in the tenths, hundredths, thousandths place. Bring up my decimal point. Okay. And I'm going to zoom in on this one. Okay, so I've got some room to write. So here we go. Number 6, zooming in. Okay, how many times will 8 go into 14 without going over? 1. 1 times 8 is 8. Subtract those, I get 6, bring down the 9. 8 will go into 69 8 times without going over. 8 times 8 is 64. Subtract those, I get 5. Bring down the 0. 8 goes into 50 6 times without going over. 6 times 8 is 48. Subtract those, I get 2. Bring down the 0. 8 will go into 20 2 times. 2 times 6, okay, 2 times 6 is 16. Subtract those, I get 4. Now, with this problem, yeah, I'll leave it right there. I'll leave it right there. Okay. So you end up with 1 and 862 thousandths. So 1 and 862 thousandths. That's what they tell us to do. So that, for part A, is my answer. Let's take a look at part B. So on part B, it says round your answer from part A to the nearest hundredths place. So let's take our answer, which is 1 and 862 thousandths. Now, what number is in the hundredths place? The number that's in the hundredths place is the 6. When I round, I look at the number that's directly to the right, and if it's less than 5, I leave that number alone. I do not round down. So since 2 is less than 5, the 6 stays the same. So my final answer is, when it's rounded to the nearest hundredths place, is 1.86. And that is my final answer. Okay, let's take a look at the back page. Okay, so my instructions for 7 and 8 says find the quotient and round your answer to the nearest hundredths place. Okay, so we're running those ones. And again, I'm going to have to zoom in so I've got some room to write. So make sure you guys write small enough that all of your work can fit on your paper as well. And let's go ahead and get moving on. Okay, so for number 7, we've got 7 and 14 hundredths divided by 4. Let's go ahead and set this baby up and solve it. And then we're going to round it to the nearest hundredths place. So here we go. G.I. Joe. Great American hero. Go ahead and bring the decimal point up into the quotient. 4 will go into 7 one time without going over. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract those, I get 3. Bring down the 1. 4 goes into 31 7 times. 7 times 4, okay, is 28. Subtract those, I get 3. Bring down the 4. 4 will go into 34 8 times without going over. 8 times 4 is 32. Subtract those, I get 2. Now, since we're rounding it to the nearest hundredths place, okay, we've got to carry it to one more place value, which is the thousandths, which means we have to add a 0. So bring down the 0. 4 will go into 25 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract those, and I get a remainder of 0. Now, my answer thus far is 1 and 785 thousandths, and we're rounding it to the nearest hundredths place. So what number is in the hundredths place? That's the number 8. Look at the number to the right. It's 5 or above. So the 8 gets rounded up to 9. So my final answer is 1.79. Okay, number 8. Okay, let's move on to number 8. On number 8, we've got 25 and 631 thousandths divided by 2. And we're going to round it to the nearest hundredths place. So here we go. So we've got 25 and 631 divided by 2. Bring the decimal point up into the quotient. 2 will go into 2 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract those, I get 0. Bring down the 5. 2 will go into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract those, I get 1. Bring down the 6. 2 goes into 16 8 times. 8 times 2 is 16. Subtract those, I get 0. Bring down the 3. 2 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 2, 2. Subtract those, I get 1. Bring down the 1. 2 goes into 11 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. Subtract those, I get 1. Now, it says to round it to the nearest hundredth place. So since I have a quotient that's up to the thousandths place, I can stop right here. So here we go. So we got 12 and 815 thousandths. What number's in the hundredths place? The 1 is in the hundredths place. Look at the number to the right. It's 5 or above, so the 8 becomes a 2. So my final answer is 12 and 82 hundredths. And that's it. On to number 9. So the instructions for numbers 9 and 10 says rewrite each division expression so the divisor is a whole number. So number 9, you've got 1 and 22 hundredths divided by 0.2. So the divisor, we got to make the divisor a whole number, which means in this case, I've got to take 0.2 and move the decimal 1 spot to the right. Okay, but whatever I do to one number, I also have to do to the other. So I got to take 1.22 and move that decimal 1 spot to the right. So my final answer is 12 12 and 2 tenths divided by 2. So whatever I do to one, I have to do to the other. On number 10, we've got 3 and 84 hundredths divided by 15 hundredths. So again, we're going to take the divisor, 0.15, and change it into a decimal, which means I'm going to take 0.15 and move the decimal 2 spots, 2 spots to the right. But whatever I do to one, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to take 3 and 84 hundredths and move that decimal 2 spots to the right, 2. So my final answer is 384 divided by 15, and that's it. Okay, so for number 11 and 12, it says rewrite each expression so the divisor is a whole number, and then find each quotient. So again, I'm going to zoom in for 11 and 12 so that I can show my work more clearly for you guys. Okay, here we go. So for number 11, we've got 2 and 44 hundredths divided by 4 tenths. The first thing I'm going to do is take my divisor, which is 0.4, and change it into a whole number by moving the decimal 1 spot to the right. But whatever I do to one number, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to do the same thing to the dividend. So let's rewrite this. So it's 24 and 4 tenths divided by 4. Now, let's go ahead and rewrite this. So 24 and 4 tenths divided by 4. Bring the decimal point into the dividend. 4 will go into 24 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract those, I get 0. Bring down the 4. 4 will go into 4 1 time. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract those, I get 0. Okay, so my final answer is 6.1. And that's it. On to number 12. On number 12, we've got 6 and 3 tenths divided by 3 tenths. Okay, so again, we got to make the divisor into a whole number. So we're going to move the decimal 1 spot to the right. And whatever I do to one, I have to do to the other. So when I rewrite this, it's going to be 63 divided by 3. Let's go ahead and set this up. So it's 63 divided by 3. 3 will go into 6 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract those, I get 0. Bring down the 3. 3 goes into 3 1 time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract those, and I get 0 as my remainder. So when I got a remainder of 0, I'm done. That's it. All I got to do. On to number 13. Okay, so number 13, we've got complete the following steps to find 10 and 42 hundredths divided by 7 tenths. It says rewrite the expression so the divisor is a whole number. So here we go. So I'm going to take the divisor and convert it into a whole number by moving the decimal 1 spot to the right. But whatever I do to one, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to move the decimal over there, okay, in the dividend, 1 spot to the right. So when I rewrite this, it's 104 and 5 tenths. All right? So for part B, it says divide until you get to the hundredths place in your answer. Show your work below. So here we go. So we're going to go 104 and 5 tenths divided by 7. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see a little bit of my work and carry it out to the hundredths place like instructed. All right, so now that I've got it set up, I'm going to bring my decimal point into the quotient. So 7 will go into 10 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract those, I get 3. Bring down the 4. 7 will go into 34 4 times without going over. 4 times 7, okay. 4 times 7 is 28. Subtract those, I get 6. Bring down the 5. Let's see. 7 will go into 65, 7, 8, 9 times. Okay, 9 times 7 is 63. Subtract those, I get 2. Now it asks me to take it all the way out to the hundredths place. So since I don't have a number in the hundredths place, I got to put a 0. And then bring down my 0. 7 will go into 22 times without going over. 2 times 7 is 14. Subtract those, I get 6. Now, it says to do it till you get out to divide until you get to the hundredths place. We're at the hundredths place, so we're going to stop. So my number right now is 14 and 92 hundredths. Okay, and then for part B, let's see what it says. Okay, so for part B, it says round your answer from part B to the nearest tenths place. So we've got 14 and 92 hundredths. They want you to round it to the tenths place, which is the 9. Look at the number to the right. It's less than 5, so the 9 stays the same. So 10 and 45 hundredths divided by 7 tenths is approximately equal to 14 and 9 tenths. Those squiggly lines, that means approximately equal to. Okay, so that's it. That's all you got. If you guys need help, make sure you ask your teacher. If your teacher's unavailable and it's not there to help you, make sure you come and find me, and I'll be more than happy to confuse you as much as possible. That's all I got. Mr. Burns, out.